guys, so sorry for that ugly face, but I sound a little bit tired right now and it's getting a little bit better. I started this video once and then I realized that it was framed really bad, so I just stopped it. I shut it down. So it's Sassy Saturdays and it's the question of the week time. So I'm gonna do the question of the week right after I explain why I'm gonna be wearing the same clothes and I'm gonna sound the same in my next video. I'm gonna be at show choir camp, so by the end of the year, I don't know when, as soon as I have it finished, I'll let you guys know, but on my main channel, I'm gonna make a documentary of the entire week at show choir camp. Like, I went out, I bought an extra memory card, I went all out for this thing. It's gonna happen. So, I really hope that you guys enjoy that once I make it. So, I'm gonna be at show choir camp like this entire week, so I really hope they enjoy it. So, going to this now. Question of the week. So the question of the week kind of comes from Pointless Vlog TV, Alfie Days, which if you go on his YouTube channel, you'll see that a lot of the things on our channel come from his channel because I watch it and like I suggest videos for people. It's just something that I like for challenges. Like most of the people that get challenges done, like I have a ton of challenges on my computer. As soon as I have editing software, they will go up. So I suggest challenges, and then once they agree on a challenge, they do the challenge, and it's typically like collab challenges. Like mostly me and Brett do a lot of them. Kat and I do some. Brian and I did one. You gotta do them in groups, so we do them. And this is just another thing that I found on this channel. I was like, that's cute, and I want to do it because I want to get to know the other vloggers, and I want to know about them as kids. Because I remember me as a kid, I was ridiculous, and I was really funny, and I was weird, and I really wanted to be like my brothers and sisters. So this is my firsts. Everybody this week should be putting up a my firsts. So I will leave what my firsts are in the description, so not only the people on the channel, but our viewers can leave video responses of their firsts. So my first pet. The only pet that I can remember as a kid was a goldfish. Like, I know I had so many pets because I lived on a farm and my dad had fish and we had birds and all that. And all I can remember is fish. And I named it Fluffy because Brian named his Fluffy and I wanted to be similar. I did the same thing with bears, like teddy bears. He named his Famous and I named mine Famous. And it was just, I don't know, I wanted to be a lot like Brian for some reason when I was younger. So I'm not sure how true that is, but that's just how I remember it because I was like 4. So first kiss, I have not had a true kiss because I will not count anything as a kiss, but in like pre-K, me and my friend Tyler used to do this thing where we go meow 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 mix. But at the end, instead of saying meow mix, he kissed me as I was saying meow mix. So it was really weird, and I was like in pre-K, so I was like, ew, what are you doing? Stop. And my sister Caitlin was standing right there, and she was like, that was so cute, because she was in like 6th grade. And I was like, no, it's not. Stop. And I turned so red like I am right now, because that's just so embarrassing. Like I was saying meow mix. Ah! So, the next one is CD. Another thing where I was, like, trying to be like my brothers and sisters. Lauren bought High School Musical. Like, I had CDs around my room, and I listened to them every once in a while, but they were never mine. They were, like, I shared them with the brothers and sisters, but they were never mine. So, I never really counted it as mine until I bought High School Musical. Because Lauren, she bought High School Musical, and I was like, oh my god, Lauren, I love High School Musical. Can I listen to it? And she was like, no. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go buy High School Musical. So that was the first one that I bought. I'm really lame. Number 4 is concert. I went to the Miracle on State Street in Chicago my freshman year of high school, so I was about 13. I went because one of my sister's friends backed out. And she was like, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I love the people going, like, playing there. So there was Christina Perry, who's, like, the Jar of Hearts. And then there was Kelly Clarkson, who did not wear shoes on stage. And the stage looked really sketchy. And I was like, what? That looks dirty, and it looks like you're going to get hurt, so stop. And then the Fray played, and that's who I was so excited to see. I was just so excited to see the Fray. The Fray were really cool to me. Your first fear. My first fear takes a little bit to explain. I was afraid of the faces, and Brian will probably make fun of me as soon as I tell him that this is something that we have to do. My first fear that I can remember was the faces. I had like an overactive imagination as a kid, and I imagined faces when it was like dark. I wasn't scared of the dark. The dark wasn't scary to me. It was just what I would imagine in the dark. So like dark things were not scary. Like a dark room was not scary until it was like time to shut my imagination down, but it wouldn't shut down. It just produced scarier things. So it was like, I remember one time, I don't know why, but one time my imagination, I was laying in bed with my mom because I had already seen the faces a couple times that night, and it looked like my mom's eyeballs were like flying out of her face and her mouth was just gushing blood, and like I literally reached out and I held her face and I went, "Mom, stop," because like that's just, it seemed so real as a 4-year-old. I don't know why. That lasted until I was about 6 or 7. First job / volunteering. I didn't I don't have a job, and I'm not allowed to get a job until I'm out of high school, but I remember my first volunteering, and I volunteered quite a bit. It's just I can't remember what it was. So I'm gonna say the first thing that I remember was Last Fling, which is like a fair in our town. Basically I just stood there and I said, "Okay, kid, you can go on the ride now." It was really lame and it was boring, and I got really sunburned. First day of school ever. My first day of school was at J.D. George Elementary School, and I remember going in, and my mom said to the teacher, "This is Kiera. She's 4. And the lady's like, "Hi, Carrie." And then for the rest of pre-K, I let her call me Carrie. And for parent-teacher conferences, my mom was like, "Wait, am I in the wrong conference?" And she's like, "No, you're Carrie's mom, right?" And my mom's like, "No, I'm Kiera's mom." And she just felt so embarrassed that I wouldn't have said something, but I was just so shy about it. Your first friend. So I was in daycare when I was little, but I don't remember any of them. The only thing that I remember was some girl, I don't even remember her name, some girl would always give me her Lunchables cheese. But the first friend that I remember the name of, her name was Taylor. She was a really good friend. She was really cool. First phone. I had a little flippy phone. It was like kind of big. I shared it with Brian and Lauren, but we got in a lot of fights about who could have it, and I always wanted to have it, and whenever we'd have like Fine Arts Festival, I'd have it so I could take cool pictures of all the art, and I don't know, I really wanted to have the phone all the time, but I couldn't because I was in like the 4th grade. Your first piercings. So I know that might not apply to everybody, and not all of the things on here apply to everybody, but my first piercing was like so scary, and I didn't like it because they pierced them wrong. And I went to the piercing pagoda, and they pierced my ears, and they were not like level. So like one was up and one was down, and I know you can't really tell, but like it's just so bad. And like when I look at it, I just see it and I'm like, I can't wear earrings. So I just don't wear earrings. It's just something that I won't do much unless it's like really important kind of thing. But I was so scared because my sister Caitlin, she liked to make things the worst that they could be. So she told me it was like being shot in the ear. So I was like, oh my god, I just want to look pretty. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get shot in the ear so I can be pretty like everybody else. And you have to understand, my mom, like, she wouldn't let us get our ears pierced until we were 10 and we could take care of them ourselves, which I think was right, because if I were her, I wouldn't want to take care of baby ears and everything. So I waited until I was 10 and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna hurt so bad. And then I sat down, they drew the marks on my ears, and for some reason they showed me a mirror and I went like this and then I went like this, and when you do this it looks right, and then once you look at it like straight on it doesn't. So like they didn't give me a big enough mirror that I could go like this and look at it like full front. So I didn't notice that it was wrong. They were like, are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, whatever, just get it over, shoot me in the ear. And they did them both at the same time, and it was so scary, and it made a loud pop sound, and I feel like they did something wrong. So that was my first. I'm going to tell everybody this week for sure about what the question of the week is, so they can properly make a video responding to the question of the week. And this week they're allowed to be longer because it's such a long question of the week. Unless you're not doing the question of the week, then the rules still apply to you. Bye guys!